Hi, I'm Barbara Garner, Executive Director of Circles Cobb,
And I'm Andrea TheoJohn on the board for Circles Cobb.
and you're also an ally.
Likewise, yes, I am.
I've got so much to say about Circles Cobb. It's hard to condense it down, but here's my elevator speech. The mission of Circles Cobb is building community to end poverty. And we do that through intentional friendships, we call it familyship, personal transformation, and systemic change led by the people closest to the challenge. And that last piece, systemic change led by the people closest to the challenge, is actually what we call our Big View initiative. And that's why we're here today. We're putting together an eviction playlist, and we're doing that because the circle leaders in our program, the participants, the families who are struggling to move from striving to thriving have told us, you know what, this is a really big issue in our lives. It's affecting our today, it's affecting our future. And they talked about it at one of our first Big View meetings this year. And I would love for you to take it from there, Andrea.
Yeah, so actually my own circle leader, when the question was asked, what big systemic problem do we want to tackle? The previous cohort did mental health, and this was cohort 2 for Circles Cobb. And my circle leader shot her hand up and said, evictions, like immediately. She'd been thinking about it, and everyone immediately got on board. And I'm in marketing and branding. And so, my mind went to YouTube playlists. I was like, okay, well, we want people to have an awareness around what evictions are. It just makes so much sense to have some content out there because, you're Googling around. If I'm facing an eviction and I just Google evictions in Atlanta help, uh, the stuff that comes up is like government, and there's a couple of other things and some things that potentially could be scammy. It's a if I were in that boat, I would feel real lost, and I would prefer something that I know feels trustworthy and gives me real information I can use right now. And that's how this all came about. So we decided, let's do this playlist for YouTube. And it grew from there. And I'm so thankful we got together a mental health professional. We have executives and people who are experts from the landlord perspective. We have people who have products that help prevent all this in the first place. And what we decided to do was to do a playlist that is before, during, and after an eviction. What do you need to know? And I think it turned out pretty special.
I think it turned out pretty special too, and it's really great because it's easy to understand, right? It's not legalese. It's something that anybody can understand. And I also just wanted to address the whole like circle leader. What in the world is a circle leader? So the Circles Cobb model, we pair families who are struggling. And we call them circle leaders because they are leading their journey through hardship, through poverty, and they have goals and dreams. And so we pair them with 2 volunteer mentors, and we call those volunteer mentors allies. And it's a 2-year process, and there are beautiful relationships that are formed as a direct result of that. And the progress is amazing. So what we have seen from our first cohort is that families, after a little over 2 years, have already increased their income 94% on average. So that is through the Circles Cobb program, and it's also the power of community. It's the power of bringing together folks who are there to support, encourage, help make connections, that social capital, and it just shows you what's possible, right, when you have that supportive community.
Absolutely, 100%. So, and I serve as an ally. So, Barbara's talking about circle leaders, and allies are the people who are like friends to the circle leaders. And the whole point of a circle is to surround people with a community that helps uplift their network. And the belief and the proof is that when you do help uplift people's networks, all boats rise. And so, that's how income gets to increase and situations get to become better and people can build a better life for themselves and more of that American dream that we all want and deserve. And so that's really like what's at the heart of circles. And I wanted to add about this playlist, what I thought was real interesting around our why evictions.
Yes.
Um, the the report came out that Atlanta alone has over 144,000 evictions each year. And, that's when you break that down, that's 12,000 evictions a month happening in the
Staggering.
greater Atlanta area. So 12,000 families each month are facing this. And that's a lot. And yet everyone who goes through it feels alone.
Right.
So you'll hear that in our stories where people actually are so brave to share how they feel about all of this and what it was like to go through an eviction and their life stories, why it happened, how it happened to them. It literally can happen to anyone
You can.
at any time. And so this is really important work. And I think I'm proud of the people who share their stories, and I'm proud of the people who came in and gave the information that seems so buried and not findable. This is information you can trust, and I hope it helps a lot of people.
I'm sure it will. All right. And I want to just acknowledge and thank you because, like you said, that very first night, you heard your circle leader and you did what a great ally does and a great friend does, and you advocated for her and helped pull this all together. So thank you so much, Andrea. We really appreciate you.
You're welcome. And I want to give a thank you to Podium Studios, who is sponsoring this entire
100%.
segment, this whole playlist.
Yeah.
So kudos to the people behind the scenes that you can't see right now, and the entire set and everything around it. Podium Studios in Atlanta, right by the Battery, led by Devin and Andy. And so I think this would have been on the iPhone if it weren't for them. So
Yes.
this looks amazing and incredible, and we hope it helps reach so many more people because of it. So thank you to Podium Studios and to you, Barbara.
Absolutely. This is community coming together. That's exactly what this is, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey there. If you're here, you're in the right place. This is the Circles Cobb eviction playlist. We want to give you the information you need for what happens before, during, and after an eviction. One of the main things you need to know is if you're going through this, you are not alone. Unfortunately, it happens every day. So we're here with information like how do you prevent an eviction? What is the normal process? And how do you recover after an eviction? Again, there is no shame. You are not alone. We hope you get some great information that can be helpful to you during this time.